You came to the monastery to attain Nibbana. First of all, you shouldn't forget that. Your main target is achieving your salvation. Therefore, when you earn merits, when you do whatever you do here, you should remind it to yourself. That's really important. Because we are not talking about human beings. You are not a human being, you know that. You are a mind. Therefore, you need to remind yourself that the purpose of your life. You came to the monastery and you have started a journey to attain Nibbana. That's your purpose. Always you have to stick with your purpose. That's very important. Otherwise, you will forget. When you start to do something, you always focus on that. When you focus on that, your main purpose will be forgotten. After that, you will become a headless arrow. You have speed, but you don't know where to go. You are very enthusiastic. You are very energetic, fanatic. But if you don't have an aim, then you won't know where to go. Therefore, it's really important for you to remind it to yourself all the time about your Nibbana, about your salvation. That's your destination, and that's your target, that's your aim. Apart from that, you shouldn't have any other aim. You don't want any title. You don't want to become a leader. You don't want good food. You don't need all these things because you have heard the dharma and you realized something. That's why you came to the monastery. Therefore, please focus on your purpose. Don't expect anything other than the dhamma and your salvation. Remember that you have inferiority complex. That means when you feel your existence, you always feel inferior to someone. Because when you feel your existence, actually it's a false sense of existence. But to understand that, you have to understand the Dhamma. If you don't know about that, then you think that this is you. This is your existence. Then when you feel your existence, you feel other people also. That means existence of other people. Then you feel inferior to others. Therefore, you do something to show yourself to others. Remember that. If you do that, it will change your aim. Don't let it destroy your purpose. Definitely it will come to you. That's why you came here. If you are not an arahant, you have that in your mind. You are suffering with that. You always feel inferior to other people. Therefore, you try to do something. Finally, you will be deceived. You will be deceived that your main aim is to show yourself to other people and put you in a higher level, higher rank. You have to be very careful with that because you came here not to become a good man. You came here to attain Nibbana. That means you came here to eradicate all your defilements. That's the reason and that's the purpose. Then if you eradicate all your defilements, you have to eradicate that inferiority complex also. You can't feed it. You can't nurture it. But naturally, it will be nurtured. It will be fed. This is what you have been doing because you didn't know the truth. You thought that this is your real existence. It was you. When you listen to the Dhamma and understand something, then you have realized that this is a false sense of existence. If you know that this is a false sense of existence, why do you feed it? Why do you nurture it? That's what I told you. You need to remind it to yourself. Otherwise, you will forget. And you think that this is you and you have to do something to show yourself. We work here because we are in the Sambuddha Sasana. We work here. We help other people to attain Nibbana. That's our second purpose. First is we need to achieve our salvation. And second is we need to help other people to achieve their salvation. Therefore, we have to work. Work means earning merits. We have to earn merits. But when you do that, be very careful. That's not your primary goal. Your primary goal is your salvation. Don't forget that. That's not your primary goal. That's not your primary aim, purpose. Your purpose is your salvation. If you are not happy, no point in doing all these things. You can't change the world. Remember that. If you are not happy, you can't make other people happy. Because you can share what you have. If you are vexed, you can share vexation. When you are angry, you can share anger with other people. You can share what you have. Therefore, you need to work out your salvation first. I don't want you to think about other things rather than your salvation. Go for that. Whenever you work, whenever you do anything, you have to contemplate with the Dhamma. This is really important. Otherwise, you will fail one day. If you can't understand the Dhamma, you are responsible for that. Therefore, you must learn. If you want to learn more, that's also under your responsibility. You must learn. If you can't find a good teacher, come to me. If you think that you know everything what other monks know, then come to me and I will help you. If you know more than me, then come and sit on this chair. We will listen to you. Therefore, this is under your responsibility. Remember this. You need to understand the Dhamma. If you don't understand the Dhamma, and no matter what you do here, if you don't understand the Dhamma, you will fail. Dhamma is the only protection. I'm telling you. This is the only protection. The Dhamma. Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. Don't forget that. The Dhamma. Don't take it easy. Because you know that attaining Nibbana is not a piece of cake. But you can make it a piece of cake by understanding the Dhamma. Because when you understand the Dhamma, you don't have to do other things. Because when you understand the Dhamma, your path will be created. You just need to contemplate. But if you don't understand the Dhamma, you don't know what to contemplate. Therefore, that's the primary thing you need to achieve. To understand the Dhamma, when you listen to the Dhamma, you need to apply it. First of all, apply it to yourself. When you apply it to yourself, you will realize, you will understand the Dhamma properly. Because first of all, we need to understand the Dhamma, not the world. Understand the Dhamma. That means the doctrine. Because you don't know whether the doctrine is correct or wrong. How do you know that? I can't tell anything. I'm not the Buddha. You only trust the Buddha. You don't trust me. But I preach to you. When I preach to you, how do you know that this dhamma is correct? Therefore, you should learn how to understand the dhamma. Can you understand what I meant? You should know, or you should learn how to understand the dhamma. Understand the dhamma means you listen to it first, and you have to apply it to your life experiences and decide that the Dhamma is correct. We know the Lord Buddha's Dhamma is correct. That's superior to everything. We know that. But how do we know that the Dhamma we have been discussing is the Lord Buddha's Dhamma? Because we know that Dhamma has been distorted since Lord Buddha's Parinibbana. It has been 2,500 years. How can you make sure that? Therefore, listen. That's why the Buddha said, Sunata Dhareta Charata. That's how you use the Dhamma to attain Nibbana. That's very important. I'm telling you. If you use the Dhamma, which means Lord Buddha's Dhamma, which means Lord Buddha's doctrine, to achieve your salvation, you need to follow that path. That path is Sunata Dhareta Charata. First of all, you need to listen very carefully. When you listen, you will understand something. You will not understand, actually, you will know something. Sometimes that fact might be very new to you. Very new. You haven't heard it before. That doctrine. Because if we had a chance to listen to the Lord Buddha's Dhamma, we shouldn't be here. We haven't had a chance to listen to the Lord Buddha's Dhamma. We were destitute. But finally, we found the Dhamma from our great teachers. Now you need to listen to the Dhamma. Then you need to check the Dhamma what you have understood. To do so, you can't apply the Dhamma to me. Remember this. You think that I also live in your world. That's also a false sense of existence. You think that I also live in your world, but I think that you live in my world. Let's fight. Let's go to the court and fight. Whose world is real? Whose world is real? Yours or mine? Because you feel that I live in your world, and I feel that you live in my world. But the thing is, now you know that. Because the world is created in your mind. That's why you have a father. That's why you have a mother. You think that your mother is your mother. But your mother's mother thinks that your mother is her daughter. Same person, which means same body, stays in two worlds with two names, two identities. In that case, you should know that this world is created in your mind. The world is created in your mind. That means your world is created in your mind. My world is created in my mind. Therefore, you can't use my world. Therefore, if you want to understand the Dhamma, the best place to apply it is to your world. That means your experience. You need to use your experience and test the Dhamma. Then you can be sure about it. You have to be sure about it. Otherwise, don't practice the path. Become a Sri mentor is understanding the Dhamma properly. That means you have seen the destination. If you have seen the destination, now you can create your own path. Then first of all, sunata, that means listen very carefully. After that, dhareta, that means you have to be sure with the dhamma. That means you know what you do. You know what you practice. That's why even the Buddha comes to you and says that this Dhamma is wrong. You won't believe it. Because you trust your experience. No one can say that it's wrong because it's your own experience. How can I talk about your experience? When you see this robe, you see a color. You know that color is created in your mind. That's your own experience. How can I argue with your experience? Because I can't experience your experience. You know about it very well. Therefore, you use your own experience to check the Dhamma, what you have understood. That's called dhareta. That means when you dhareta the Dhamma, actually your mind is the Dhamma. Now you are ready to practice. Now think about this. If you don't know the Dhamma, but you want to attain Nibbana and you have heard about Buddhism, then you come to a temple and ask monks for your ordination, then they give you a robe and make you a monk. Then you go to a forest and start your journey. Do you think that you can attain Nibbana? No. That's why you need a teacher all the time. Because you should always listen. You should always understand. And you should always practice. Sunata dhareta charata. Don't forget that. When you listen to new Dhamma points, you have to follow the steps. First, you listen. Can you trust? Can you trust? No. Because they are new. Then you apply it to yourself. Apply it to your experiences. Then understand it thoroughly. After that, you can practice. When we were talking about colors, the only thing you could do is apply it. Otherwise, how do you know? That's why we come with a lot of cases, a lot of examples. Then you can easily apply the Dhamma to your life and understand. Then if you have understood that, now you can practice. You can practice means when you see a color, you should start to think about it and try to see the truth. If you see the truth, you won't be suffering. If you see the truth, remember this. Otherwise, you are suffering. You are vexed. We know that we are vexed due to ignorance and attachment. With the help of the Dhamma, we can eradicate ignorance, at least in that chitta. If we can eradicate ignorance in that chitta doesn't make vexation. Ignorance makes vexation. Enlightenment, which means wisdom, doesn't make vexation. If it doesn't make vexation, you feel happiness. Remember this. Nothing makes happiness. Don't think that the Dhamma will make you happy. Dharma doesn't, and the Dharma can't. Because happiness is created in your mind all the time. You don't have to do anything to produce happiness. At the same time, due to ignorance and attachment, vexation also is created. Now, you can't feel happiness. That's the problem. Therefore, if you can eradicate ignorance and attachment, vexation also will be eradicated. At that time, you will feel happiness. You didn't create happiness, you will feel happiness. Remember this. You won't create happiness. You will feel happiness because right now also happiness is there. That's why most people have been looking for happiness. They want to do many things to make themselves happy, but they couldn't achieve it yet because it was with them. Every mind, every heart, happiness is created. That's the most precious thing in the world. Happiness. That's why people are fighting to find happiness. They fight each other. They kill each other. They try to destroy countries to find happiness. Actually, everybody wants to be happy. That's their main target. That's their primary goal. But our primary goal is not to be happy. Our primary goal is, because we know that we are happy right now also, but we can't feel happiness. Therefore, what we do is, our primary goal is to eradicate ignorance and attachment. If you have understood the Dharma, you should know this. Therefore, don't try to make yourself happy. Don't try to be happy. But sometimes when we talk, we say, "Hey, are you happy?" We talk about these things because these things are social things. Sometimes we ask that to break the ice. How are you? Are you happy? All these things. But you can use that. But if you take the deep meaning of that, you can't expect someone to be happy like that. You can't ask, "Are you happy?" You can ask, "Are you happy?" only from an arahant. Otherwise, you can ask from everyone, because everyone is happy, but they can't feel it. That's the tragedy, ladies and gentlemen. They can't feel it. They have it, but they can't feel it. Therefore, they try to find it. This is the only thing people try to find. People don't want any other things. Don't think that people want money. Actually, people want happiness. Everyone wants happiness, I'm telling you. That's why in human world, they earn money to buy things. That's how they have been taught. But in heaven, do you think that they do jobs and earn money? What is the currency in heaven? What's the currency? They don't have any currency. Because they don't want. They don't want money. They use their merits and try to be happy. They also do many things to make themselves happy, but they don't need money. In that case, we can understand that money doesn't make you happy. But in human world, we need money to buy things. When we are vexed, we think that if we can use that object, we can be happy. Therefore, we need to buy that object. To buy it, we need money. That's why everyone does a job or businesses, because they need money. As disciples of the Buddha, You should have understood this, that we need to eradicate ignorance and attachment, then we will feel happiness. Therefore, don't try to make yourself happy. That's why I told you, sometimes you feel so lost and alone. At that time, you try to do something to prove yourself that you are also someone in this world. You don't have to do that. You feel those miserable feelings. Those miserable feelings come to you due to ignorance and attachment. Therefore, always focus on that. Otherwise, you will be misguided and you will change your path. Then you will have a new aim. I want to become someone. Don't do that. This vexation is very dangerous, because when the mind is vexed, the mind can see illusions. And mind always sees illusions when it is vexed. Therefore, a vexed mind is the most dangerous mind in the world, because it sees illusions. If you see an illusion, can you see the truth? Then when you see an illusion, please don't follow it. That means if you are vexed, don't follow your mind. I'm telling you these things. Remember, advice is least heeded when most needed. One day you will need this advice, but at that time you won't heed. Heed means you won't obey, you won't listen to that. If you don't practice the dharma, if you don't see the truth, your ignorant mind will guide you to hell. Don't let your ignorant mind mislead you. Now practice the path, because ignorance and attachment are the enemies. We need to fight with them. And you have your teachers. You have noble companionship with you. You are among noble friends. You are very strong in that sense. Therefore, trust your teachers. Heed this advice. We all are with you through thick and thin. You will face all ups and downs, and we will be with you. You don't have to worry. People in outside world, when they are suffering, they try to find a shoulder to cry on, but it's very rarely they can find. But you have, whenever you want, you can find a noble friend to share your feelings, to share your thoughts, and get helped. But for outside people, they had to find a person and pay him, called psychiatrist. You have to pay them and they will listen to you. That's the only thing they do. They will listen to you. They will ask you to talk and they will listen. But here, how many psychiatrists are there? All of them are ready to listen to you. Buddhist monks, real Buddhist monks, are the best shoulder to cry on. That means when you are suffering, they will give you the answer for that. You have all these things. Even though you spend money to a psychiatrist, you can't get the real solution. Don't look for a sanctuary in anyone. It's within you. You can protect yourself, but we can help you. We can guide you. We can preach to you. We can let you understand the Dhamma, but you need to practice. Practice day in and day out. Don't waste your time. I'm telling you. Time is very important because time is your life. We all know that time is an illusion. Therefore, don't count minutes, don't count seconds. Count your life. When you listen to a clock, you will hear your life. It's passing away. Tick, 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 tick. It's passing away. Don't count seconds. Therefore, don't waste your time. Don't waste your life. Whatever you do, apply the Dhamma. Contemplate the Dhamma with the Dhamma. That's really important. Don't come with excuses. If you want, you can come with any excuse, with any other things. I'll accept. You can come and say, I couldn't finish that because of this. And I couldn't finish this because of this. You can come with any excuse if you want with other things, but don't come with your excuses with your salvation. Don't say that, oh, I couldn't practice the path because of this. I didn't practice the path because of that. Don't come with, because this is the only thing, or this thing can be done only by you. If you come up with excuses about your salvation, what can I do? How can I pass it to someone? Can I say that, okay, you stay there. You do it on behalf of him. Can you do that? No. That's why I told you, don't look for a sanctuary in anyone. Dhamma is the savior. Take the Dhamma. Associate teachers. Noble teachers, noble friends. Always be with them. Always respect them. Let them advise you. Heed their advice. Please their mind. Then they will advise you. They will look after you. Don't be an arrogant person. Be very obedient to everyone, Obedient to everyone. Then everyone will advise you. Every advice counts. Remember this. Because you need them. The mind can't protect itself alone. Because when the mind is vexed, the mind can't see the truth. It always sees illusions. If the mind follows those illusions, then it will be destroyed. That's why you need a teacher. You should have a voice to guide all the time. All the time. Therefore, you have to be with a noble friend. Actually, if you can be with someone who can read your mind, that's the best. Whenever your mind is defiled, the teacher can understand that. That's the best. Therefore, try to do something to keep yourself in the monastery. This is the only protection. That's how I believe this. Only noble people can help you. Here, noble people means not related to kings and queens. People who have understood the Lord Buddha's Dhamma, Lord Buddha's doctrine, and already have created a path and start to move forward. They can guide you. You need that. This is very important. Therefore, don't lose it. Create many teachers. Be obedient to everyone. Create many teachers. Go and discuss the Dhamma with others. The Dhamma is the teacher always. Remember this. The real Dhamma is the teacher always. Therefore, when you discuss something, then you can listen and the other person can preach or tell the fact, tell the Dhamma. Then you can listen to it. This is how it is. Always you need to knock it in to your mind. Day by day. Therefore, when you meet, have a small discussion. Create a monastery of Dhamma in your mind. It will protect you. It will protect you. Create that. Save yourself. Save yourself. For you are the only person who can do it. Tummekichang atapa akataro tathagata. You yourself must strive. The Buddhas only point the way. Therefore, while you are doing other things, focus on your salvation. And we are here to help you. I know this is hard. Nothing is easy. Especially great things take time. This is the greatest thing you are going to achieve. The greatest thing. It takes time. You must live and learn. You must live and learn. Remember this. Therefore, if you want to achieve your salvation, don't try to do it tonight. Don't try, but don't expect that to happen tonight. Live and learn. This is the only way you can achieve your salvation. You can beeline for it. That means you can prioritize it. And you can take it as a primary goal. But you have to live and learn. Therefore, don't expect it to happen by tomorrow, by day after. It will happen when everything is ready. What you need to do is live and learn. Be with noble companionship. Get advised. Get helped. Then you will win. May the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you all. Thank you.